Message for all of us. Your perseverance will ultimately lead to something good. Each person comes into this world with their own mission. Some live for themselves, others for others, some live carefree, while others struggle. Is it fate's arrangement or our own choices? Regardless of the reason, there is always a reason to persist. The problem is, you might not know how to persist, and often, we don't have enough reasons to convince ourselves whether to continue or not. Life is inherently a journey full of storms. Facing each milestone, how can we avoid being lost in difficulties? How do we overcome the tough times? If you're struggling and confused, try opening the famous book A Lifelong Passion by Irving Stone and read about the life of the great Dutch artist, Vincent van Gogh. You will realize that no years of suffering in life are insurmountable. Only by going through countless trials and tribulations can you refine yourself from the furnace of earthly life. Only with perseverance can we forge a strong armor and reach a renewed self in this life. Whether you're sailing smoothly or swimming upstream, please believe that your determination will eventually lead to something good. Youth is a time of uncertainty. What is most needed during this time? Who hasn't been tossed by the waves of life, unsure and directionless? Who hasn't gone through days of confusion, not knowing what the right choice is? Should you pursue a popular career that promises wealth, or follow your passion? The uncertainty of youth is not just about the future but also about understanding ourselves. We crave independence but fear being separated from the crowd. We want to chase our dreams, but worry about the harshness of reality. This internal conflict is something everyone in their youth faces, and Vincent van Gogh was no exception. Born into a prestigious family, Van Gogh's childhood was not particularly happy. To adults, he was a strange boy with a solitary personality who didn't like to talk. Following family tradition, Van Gogh started working at an art gallery managed by his family at the age of 16. Young Van Gogh threw himself into his work with passion, and sales soared. His manager valued him highly, but Van Gogh's kind nature made him disagree with selling low-quality paintings at high prices. He often advised buyers not to purchase poor art at such prices and suggested the manager sell good-quality oil paintings that even the poor could afford. As expected, the manager became angry, and after several such incidents, Van Gogh was forced to leave. His father, a minister, then sent him to Amsterdam to study theology, hoping his son would follow in his footsteps. Van Gogh studied diligently, but after a year, he grew tired of the rigid and dogmatic lifestyle of theological study. He often stared at the wall, questioning whether he was truly suited for the ministry. Under the church's direction, he went to Borinage as a temporary preacher. Here, he had no salary, only daily necessities provided by the church. Van Gogh began working tirelessly, preaching to the miners in the area. Borinage was a mining district, home to the poorest laborers in Belgium. With a compassionate heart, Van Gogh often visited miners' families, living like them, eating the same food, and experiencing the miners' lives in every aspect. Through deep empathy, Van Gogh realized that the miners were merely existing, not truly living. The harsh conditions stripped them of their youth, joy, and dignity, and they constantly had to be prepared for death due to the dangerous underground work. To help the miners, Van Gogh shared his food, clothes, and money, even giving up his rented home to the homeless. The miners were deeply grateful and saw him as a savior. However, the church leaders criticized Van Gogh, claiming he had violated religious principles and sullied the dignity of Christianity. Eventually, he was expelled from the church. Once again, Van Gogh found himself jobless. He felt like a wandering soul in a bewildering world. He lamented, "I long for success but can't achieve anything. Where is my place in this life?" Like Van Gogh, standing at the crossroads of youth, we've all felt lost, rejected, and defeated. Our confidence and passion were crushed by failure, leaving us unsure of what to do. Many people follow the crowd, seeking approval from others and striving to obtain what everyone else has, believing it will protect them. But Van Gogh didn't do that. Despite his hardships after being dismissed, Van Gogh's first instinct was to find calm through reading. He said reading was always a profound and lasting joy for him. He could spend the whole day outdoors, immersed in a book, seeking guidance for life in each page. When someone knows how to calm their mind and find guidance from within, they can understand themselves clearly and seize valuable opportunities on their journey. At 27 years old, Van Gogh remembered how much he had loved drawing as a child. But because he only drew ordinary people, his parents and teachers discouraged him, and he stopped. Then, on a cold winter's day, after reading and taking a walk, he happened to see a miner trudging through a field. Prompted by his subconscious, he quickly pulled out a pencil and sketched the scene on the back of a letter. In that moment, he conquered the sorrow inside and felt a newfound desire ignite within him. Now I realize my ability to draw. I want to become an artist. This is my lifelong passion. A single decision in a fleeting moment can become a turning point that changes an entire life. From that day on, Van Gogh never let go of his paintbrush and steadfastly pursued what was meaningful to him. There's a saying worth contemplating: when you're young, the hardest thing is deciding what you will do with your life. However, whatever you choose to do, do it wholeheartedly. This is what shapes a person's value and dignity. You'll see that before anything else, Van Gogh worked diligently and responsibly, no matter the job or situation. This is the foundation for anyone to eventually choose valuable things. If you're going to do something, do it with all your heart. The second thing Van Gogh did when he faced the crises of youth was to find a way to stay calm. This is easier said than done, and not everyone can achieve it. Imagine being freshly graduated and getting rejected from every job. At 27 years old, with no income, facing the anxiety and uncertainty of the future, what would you do? Many people turn to temporary escapes to numb the stress, like playing games, binge-watching TV shows, or getting lost in social media. These activities may provide short-term relief but also lead to avoiding reality, leaving you more lost in the long run. Others, when faced with future anxiety, might develop harmful addictions, whether to alcohol, drugs, sweets, or excessive shopping. Each moment of indulgence offers temporary escape, but over time, it damages your physical and mental health and worsens your financial situation. Some people, when struggling, immerse themselves in endless work and study, trying to fill the void inside with busyness. This might seem like a positive approach, but without knowing what you truly want, it can lead to burnout. Still others seek constant support and comfort from others. While this might offer temporary emotional relief, it can lead to dependency or controlling relationships. Most people chase external recognition, pursuing fame, wealth, and achievements to be validated by others. This may boost self-worth according to societal standards but doesn't address the deeper insecurities within us. Van Gogh showed us a simple yet profound approach, one that not everyone is willing to take. If you feel lost, start by reading. Reading is one of the best ways to find inner peace and bring order to the chaos inside. You need to understand that confusion will never be a stable foundation for life. Life may be uncertain, but it respects those who work hard and remain calm. In Van Gogh, you'll find that not every seed grows, but if you persist in planting, some will eventually bloom into trees. When a person strives to reach closer to the sunlight, nothing in this world can stop their light from shining. Perseverance and resilience are what prevent us from being broken. After being dismissed by the church, Van Gogh had no source of income and relied solely on his brother's support to survive. He fell into deep poverty, at one point surviving for 11 days on bread borrowed from his landlord. At the age of 27, Van Gogh began learning to paint. For someone starting to study art at that age, it might seem too late. Others like Edouard Manet, founder of the Impressionist movement, started at 18. Claude Monet, who painted the masterpiece Impression, Sunrise, began at 15. Van Gogh's friend, Paul Gauguin, started at 10, and Spanish painter Pablo Picasso started at 7. Van Gogh, on the other hand, knew nothing about proportions, lines, or light and shadow. He just felt that painting helped him focus and brought deep inner joy. If it were you, would you dare start something new at the age of 27? Back then, society's aesthetic standards for painting were still rooted in neoclassicism, valuing realism above all. People criticized Van Gogh's art as ugly. Moreover, repeated emotional shocks added to his suffering. He had loved passionately but was rejected every time. The failures in work and love plunged Van Gogh into a deep and painful period. Yet he never complained, swallowing his sorrow and frustration, and never abandoning his passion for life. In his diary, he wrote, "I choose the hard and honest path. Walking this path, one will not rot away. I absolutely won't give up my goal. On the contrary, it only encourages me to strive for success." Van Gogh once walked more than 50 miles to Brussels to learn from the masters, even though his feet were bleeding from worn-out shoes. To improve his sketching skills, he practiced tirelessly day and night. To capture the changes in the sea, he carried heavy easels to the beach daily, undeterred by harsh weather. To perfect his figure drawing, he read extensively about anatomy and related fields, striving to understand the structure of human bones and muscles. Van Gogh was always eager to learn and never stopped creating. In 10 years, he produced 864 oil paintings, 1,037 sketches, and 150 watercolors, all reflecting his unwavering perseverance and dedication. He once said, "Everyone has a flame inside. Passers-by can only see the smoke. Even if no one comes to warm themselves by it, I will still protect that flame." Fate dealt Van Gogh the worst cards, but he accepted it all, and most importantly, he kept his inner fire burning, always ready to give. A writer once said, "Everyone's desire for life is the same. We all need enough strength to endure hardships. Life's crises are inevitable and necessary experiences that help us grow. The pain and exhaustion can only be endured and overcome by ourselves, but by persisting to the end, you'll forge a strong armor, embodying the meaning of maturity and becoming a person full of vitality." Throughout history, those who achieved great things were not just extraordinarily talented but also possessed a resolute will. So, hang on a little longer. The greatest joy in life is accomplishing what others said you couldn't. Van Gogh showed us that even when facing loneliness and failure, as long as we hold on to faith and passion, we can still find light and create miracles. Every step he took and every stroke of his brush carried a powerful message of perseverance and determination. As he once said, "If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced." Be ready to face challenges, even if you are a lone warrior. Van Gogh's life choices were never supported by his family, misunderstood by his peers, and unrecognized by the world. This plunged him into deep loneliness for a long time, but he was undoubtedly one of the most resilient solitary warriors. Despite having no companions, he never compromised his true self for fame or fortune. During those lonely years, he remained true to himself, responding to the world with heartfelt works of art. At that time, many artists sought to please the tastes of the upper class, painting portraits of gentlemen and ladies in the salons. Paris's galleries were filled with mediocre works. Van Gogh saw the monotony in this, but no matter how poor he was, he refused to conform to societal norms or expect others to understand his work. Instead, he honed his craft, creating unique and bold pieces with vibrant colors and fresh ideas. His sunflowers blazed with life, his wheat fields glowed golden under the sun, and his starry nights dazzled with galaxies swirling in the sky. Van Gogh also poured his soul into his depictions of the poor and the harsh realities of life. His painting The Potato Eaters represents the unbreakable spirit of poor families, and his portraits of Dr. Gogh reflect the disillusionment caused by societal changes. In a world that didn't accept him, Van Gogh turned loneliness into strength and pain into skill, ultimately creating a new art form and carving out his own path. He became a great artist remembered for generations. Those who are strong and exceptional do not care about others' definitions. They understand the importance of following their hearts, silently cultivating their inner selves, and persevering toward their goals. A poem titled The Oak Tree, pruned by German writer and poet Hermann Hesse, author of the novel Siddhartha, sums up Van Gogh's choice and attitude towards life, and it is worth reflecting on as we contemplate our own life journeys. The oak tree, pruned. You've been shaped into something unusual. Standing there so strange and mysterious. How much suffering have you endured? How many wounds do you carry in your heart? Only your unyielding will remains. Like you, I've never abandoned life. Despite being broken and shattered. Through hardship, day and night. I continue to gaze towards the light. The gentle and tender things within me. Always mocked by the world's indifference. But my essence cannot be destroyed. I am satisfied and bear no grudges. From my pruned branches, I patiently grow new leaves again and again. Despite all the pain, I still love this crazy world. The most beautiful perseverance. There is a painting that I really love called Long Grass with Butterflies, painted by Van Gogh in 1890. He was 37 years old, and it was the last year of his life. At that time, he was in a mental hospital in the south of France. He wasn't allowed to go outside and could only view the world through the hospital window, and that's where he painted this work. Not long after, he bid farewell to this world. The painting depicts a field of wild grass and butterflies, with rough, overlapping brushstrokes. The green grass is simple and straightforward, yet exudes strength and a deep desire to live. If he was truly insane, how could he have painted with such beautiful color harmony? Many people often consider Van Gogh both a genius and a madman. But after reading about his journey and his life choices, I believe you'll change your perspective. When you look at his paintings and understand his life, you'll see that Van Gogh lived a thorny, unsmooth life, but he lived it with determination and a profound understanding of life. Life pushed Van Gogh to the edge many times, but he always responded with pure love. In his final letter, he wrote, "Only painting can express what's in my heart." He wasn't good at communicating, and he didn't try to please others. He regarded the commercial paintings of his time as worthless. Though poor, he never followed the crowd. Van Gogh never married, never had children, and was rejected every time he proposed. But he never lost faith in love. Even when starving, he shared his food and money with refugees. Once he found his life's purpose, he pursued it unwaveringly. For the rest of his life, he focused on two things, reading and painting. He read countless books and painted countless pictures. Later, people studied his painting The Starry Night and discovered that the structure and ratio of the stars matched the actual data of galaxies. How could Van Gogh have known such advanced astronomical knowledge when he didn't have any observation tools at that time? In the book Van Gogh, The Life, the authors suggested that this might have been related to his extensive reading of scientific literature. Others believe that Van Gogh reached a state of superconsciousness. As Osho said, madness can be defined as either sinking below the mind or rising above it. Sinking below the mind is illness, while rising above it is perfect health. Van Gogh wasn't mad, he had transcended normal consciousness. With his pure awareness and love, he could envision and paint spiraling stars, a discovery that scientists wouldn't make until more than 100 years later. Back then, people mocked him for painting trees taller than stars and labeled him as insane when he explained, "I don't know, but whenever I sit beside a tree, I suddenly feel it speaking to me. I am the Earth's aspiration to reach beyond the stars." His words made no sense to society at the time, but today, they resonate deeply, especially as humanity aspires to explore the Moon and Mars. They put him in an asylum after he cut off his ear. But could a madman create such enduring masterpieces of art? Could a madman maintain such a steady flame of passion, forging a talent seemingly connected to the universe's strength? That power came from empathy and compassion for others, from inner calmness, and from discovering oneself and giving back. That madman deserves much reflection and learning because he possessed the most beautiful perseverance in the world. This might be the life philosophy I've shared through many books, and today, from a part of the life of the great Dutch artist, I hope you can gain a deeper understanding of Van Gogh. When you gaze at his paintings, you can find inspiration and the desire to live true to yourself, connecting deeply with the vibrant and colorful world around you. If, at some point in life, you can come closer to awakening, staying steadfast to yourself, then for me in better version, that would be truly wonderful. Thank you for listening until now. If you found this video helpful, please share it with those who need it. Give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to catch our latest videos every week. Once again, thank you, and see you in the next video.